What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick, go grab a glass, whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have a conversation. You can follow me on Instagram at SmokeWorld50. And again, folks, I tell you this every time. You can send those emails to smokeworld50@gmail.com. Today, we're coming to you live at the Spartan Cigar Lounge, located in Elkton, Maryland. I'm sitting with the boys. Got Mike, Rick, Jason, Frank. We're sitting having a conversation. We're smoking cigars. What's up, fellas?
What's up, Smoke World?
What's going on? How you feel? I see Rick's real quiet, Jason's real quiet. You know, they act like they smoking cigars, putting holes in their clothes, dropping ashes on them, but that's fine. We're going to talk about that. We're going to sit this down, have a conversation. Frank, what's up, brother?
Stone?
How you feel, sir? You good?
Good, buddy.
You going to be playing darts?
I am.
Are you losing or winning?
I'm going to be winning in a second.
In a second, so you lose. Okay, that sounds fine. All right, no problem. Big Mike,
Yes,
talk
sir.
to me, brother. Now, in your past life, you were a cigar owner.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us about that.
So in 2010, me and a couple buddies started a company called Veritas Cigars. Everything was made in Nicaragua. We had a deal with Blue Mountain Cigars. Didn't know what the hell we were doing. Not at all. I literally went to Nicaragua for 2 weeks and learned how to blend cigars the best I could.
Interesting.
We had no intentions of going to the trade show that year. Blue Mountain said, look, we'll bring your cigars. You can have part of our booth. Just got to come out there.
Okay.
So we go out there, unknown company, very little marketing done at that point, and we sold over 1,700 boxes.
Wow.
Now, to put it in perspective, somebody like my good friend, Mr. Perdomo, that I'm smoking his 10th anniversary Maduro,
Right.
he probably did about $20 million in business there. So our 1,700 boxes were like that $20 million now.
Oh, of course.
So we actually had a pretty unique cigar that we blended. It was called the Try. It was a 3 blended, 3 wrapper cigar.
3 blends, 3 wraps.
So it went from mild, medium to full body.
One cigar.
One
Same
cigar. Yeah.
Interesting.
Profile was awesome. So we had a lot of fun for the 3.5 years I was involved.
Okay.
Got to travel all over the country.
Gotcha.
Probably in 300 or 400 cigar lounges across the country at one point in time. But it's a tough business.
That's what I'm about to say, yeah, being on the road like that.
And being on the road's the little part of the business. It's, essentially what cigar making is, you're a farmer.
Okay.
That's what it is. So you're relying on great weather. You're relying on great crop. That's what it all boils down to. You have a shitty crop, you got no product.
There's bad storms down there right now. Just that bad.
Absolutely. So a lot of the cigar manufacturers are worried about next year's crop. They just had 2 massive hurricanes hit there in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So, that's where a lot of people forget you're actually a farmer. And that's what all the great manufacturers will tell you. I'm not a cigar salesman. I'm not a marketer. I'm a farmer. That's what I am. I farm. So, but it was an awesome gig, man. When you went somewhere, they rolled out the red carpet.
Okay.
I mean, you walked in, they would have somebody pick you up at the airport. You're signing boxes of cigars. You're like a rock star, man. It's the closest thing I'll ever get to playing a Motley Crue, bro.
Now, do you think you get back into it again?
So I played with it a little bit. I got actually some of my old blends and gave out to some of the boys around here. And they smoked them and they really liked them. It's a scary time in the cigar business to try to get back in with the FDA.
Right.
Especially with the government change coming up, you don't know what the regulations are going to be.
Gotcha.
If you're grandfathered in, you're golden. So I don't know. I'm still playing with the idea.
Think about?
Yeah, I'm still playing with it.
All right. What else you got? You got some other businesses going. You got you wear many hats.
Well, so obviously my main business is a graphic design business. We offer pretty cool packages, unlimited graphic design. We work a lot with cigar companies.
Okay.
We do pretty much all the AJ stuff. Some of the lounges around here. We're going to start doing Los Catos.
Okay.
All their stuff coming up.
Big shout out to Steve Cigar.
Yeah. Oh, our company name is Weakfish. So you can find us online at weakfish.com. But yeah, I love the business. Like I said, it's a lot of fun.
Gotcha.
It is, but it's a lot of work, dude. You're a road warrior, true and true.
Yeah, definitely. Now, how long you been smoking cigars?
For about 20 years.
20 years.
Never had a cigarette a day in my life.
Gotcha.
Never. So here was our backstory for Veritas, which was really cool. I was born in Southern Maryland, and my grandfather and great-grandfather were actually tobacco farmers when it was still legal in Maryland.
Gotcha.
So when I was a little kid, I remember going to Upper Marlboro every Friday. They had the tobacco sale, and you would pick your crop. You would literally take it up on wagons, and you would sell it at auction. There was an auction house called the Tobacco House. And you would just bid. Now, obviously, it wasn't premium cigar tobacco.
Gotcha.
But so, my little, my gig was, I guess I've always had tobacco in my blood. So, but I've never, just got into cigars about 20 years ago. A buddy of mine, we sat there and just tried them one night. And I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good.
Do you recall what that was? That
I
cigar?
can tell you exactly what it was.
Really? Okay, you better than me.
It was an old member of the Rocky BOTL company, Indian Tobacco that he owned.
Oh yeah, that was my
very first cigar, dude.
Yeah. Okay, I talked with. Okay.
Yep, very first cigar was
Some
an
folks
Indian
not
Tobacco.
some folks are not familiar with that. That was my go-to back.
That was
then.
before Rocky was Rocky.
Right. Gotcha. Oh, that's what's up, man. You got Rick over here. Rick, what's going on, man? You kind of quiet, man. You good?
I'm good.
You gonna talk to us today?
Not today.
Okay, be like that. Security. J-Rock. What's up, bro?
Stone man, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. What's happening with you? What you smoking, man? You
Pleasure to be
smoking?
here. I'm actually smoking just for S&Gs. I was smoking.
I don't know what that means.
Shits and giggles.
Oh, okay, okay.
Shits and giggles, giggles and shits. I'm actually smoking a GBL blueberry cigar. They're new to the lounge.
Wow. Okay. DBL. I stop you right here. I'm sorry. So you say DBL?
DBL.
Blueberry?
GBL blueberry. They come in like 5 different flavors. I can't name them all, but I know there's a Hennessy, a Johnny Walker, a mint, and something else. I
This is
forget.
all made by DBL.
Apparently it's made by DBL. We keep them here at the lounge. Apparently they sell them in the area, but I was heckling them a lot about it, and I was like, you know what? Let me smell one. And I was like, man, that smells like an Eggo waffle. And I was like, wonder what the hell.
Okay, but now this is the blueberry smell like
This is
Eggo
the
waffle.
blueberry, right? It smells like an Eggo waffle. It actually tastes like an Eggo waffle.
So that's
And I can't make this up. I mean, it tastes like vanilla, buttery on my lips. The cigar actually felt a little sticky. It was actually a little tough, to be honest, to come out of the cellophane.
So you got some kind of.
I don't know.
That was the maple syrup stuck to it, bro.
I'm hoping it was just a maple syrup.
Maybe it's like we don't want to assume anything else. But how's it taste? You said it tastes creamy.
It tastes creamy. It tastes sweet.
Oh, you don't say.
It's not my usual. It's not my usual at all. But
I really don't think we sell them here, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, would you recommend it?
Somebody just dropped them all.
you know, for somebody that's not an avid cigar smoker, that's
beginner.
I'm usually a full-bodied cigar smoker, like Underground from Drew Estate. It's my go-to. I was smoking Sun Grown before I lit this up. Just again, did it on a whim. Knew you were going to do your podcast, and I was like, I'm just going to come back in the back lounge and
Check it
cause
out.
some ruckus with a blueberry cigar from DBL. And I'm like, I didn't know DBL was even going to do
Yeah, I'm not
a
aware of
flavored
that.
line. Most people are not aware, but for some people that might be into flavors, which I'm not usually.
Right.
Like I won't touch. I won't smoke an acid. I won't touch a
Be good for you, bro.
fat bottom Betty or nothing like
Okay,
that. Like I won't touch them. Too sweet on my lips. Actually, it's not as sweet as those on the lips. It's not as aromatic as an acid. It's not overpowering.
No, because I don't really
But
smell it.
it's like a buttered up blueberry waffle. I'm not even kidding. It actually smells like the toasters right underneath of me with a blueberry waffle in it.
Well, it's interesting you getting all that because I'm sitting next to you and I'm not really getting a lot of it's the scent of blueberry. You know, some of those cigars, you're right, you light the whole room up. You got 500 cigars lit. Somebody light up certain cigars, you just smell that. But I
I
don't really
couldn't
smell
smell
that.
until he put it right next to me. The only time
Yeah,
I picked
it's
it up.
not.
Yeah, it's not like it's not really powerful.
overpowering.
Yeah, it's not taking over the
Somebody
room.
comes in and sits down next to you smoking an acid, a Cuba
Right.
Cuba or something, and you're like, holy crap, what are they? You know, like they lit like I don't know, like potpourri on fire.
Yeah, it's
But
Febreze.
it's not like that at all.
Smoking Febreze.
Yeah, that would be terrible. But honestly, it's not bad. I would never probably smoke another one, but I did it just
Right, give a little test.
just a little test for the
I
podcast here.
appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Don't worry, we're cleaning out his locker as we speak.
You get kicked out?
It's okay. I'll just go to down the block.
Yeah, around the corner. Around the corner,
Yeah,
piece.
gotcha.
Down the street, a
Flying
piece.
J for a black and mild. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually not bad.
Now, Jason, now you have a few things going on too now. You do real estate.
I do real estate. I'm an agent with Berkshire Hathaway out of the Hockessin office. I run a team, the Jason Duncan team. It's thejasonduncanteam.com, and we're rated in the top 1% of all Berkshire Hathaway agents and teams across the country.
Okay. Now, how's the real estate business right now?
Real estate
It's booming.
business is it's challenging based on inventory, supply and demand. Interest rates are low, creating a huge buyer demand. But with people with COVID kind of scared of where they're going to go, we're not seeing as many people listing their houses, which is creating a inventory shortage. And it's just all around making it a difficult market. But it's a great time to sell homes. You're getting top dollar. People aren't asking for a lot of home inspection repairs just because how competitive the market is. And, it's still a great time for buyers as well. Again, because the interest rates are keeping these payments down on their graduate homes. They're able to upgrade to a home they weren't able to previously afford when the rates were, north of 4 or 5%. Now we're seeing 2.25%, 2.5% on 30-year fixed money with good credit scores. So, if you're in the area and you want to look up a good team at Berkshire Hathaway, look me up.
How would they get your name? Is there a website?
Yeah, website would be thejasonduncanteam.com, or you can reach me at 302-242-7906. I'd be happy to help anybody out. Licensed in both Delaware and Maryland.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Frankie. What's up, brother? Now, Frank's, like I said, Frank's over here playing darts. He's, I don't know if he's winning. He said he's going to be winning in a few minutes. So I want to stop him and pull him from his game. I do apologize.
That's okay. Pull away.
Frank, let me see, a few minutes went by. Are you winning now, sir?
No, not quite.
Oh, okay. So those few minutes didn't really help you out.
No.
But I'm sorry to hear that.
It's
So
okay.
what's up, Frank? What's going on with you, man? You're a Philly guy like me, brother.
I'm a Philly guy. Yep.
You from what? South Philly, right?
South Philly.
Yeah, tell the folks where you from, brother. I mean, give a little breakdown where you from, what
Grew
you
up
do.
in South Philly, and when I was 16, we moved to Jersey. My parents moved us to South Jersey, which is, they call it South Philly East.
South Philly East.
South Philly East.
So you know that's phony. So you know South
I do.
Philly. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
That's a violation.
So I got remarried, and I moved out to Pennsylvania. Lived out in West Grove. Very nice, very relaxing. Big
South
difference.
Philly, yeah.
It's anything but South Philly. When I moved out here, and I would go to the stores, or I would start to meet people, they all would say the same thing to me, and that was, "You're not from around here, are you?" Which was quite evident. And when I started coming to the Cigar Lounge, I had the same reaction pretty much from
Where
everybody.
you from? You're not from around here.
Not from around here. So
So you made the adjustment.
I made the adjustment quite well.
Feeling pretty good about the adjustment.
Everything,
No problems.
everything is
No regrets.
None.
Everything's good.
none.
He's a skill set guy. He's a plumber.
I'm a plumbing contractor.
And how long you been doing that?
35 years. As soon as I graduated high school, I went right into plumbing.
Okay. You still do that now?
So I'm still doing it today. Commercial contractor,
Beautiful.
and I'm happy.
How long you been smoking cigars, Frank?
I'm smoking cigars. It's about 15 years, and my favorites are the Nicaraguans. Right now, I'm smoking a Metcalf Riata. It's a spicy, peppery cigar. Wouldn't say it's my favorite, but by no means is it
Bad.
boring.
Okay. So it got a little flavor to
It's
it.
got a little flavor to it, a little bit of a kick, and as it's coming down, you can feel it more and more.
All right. Good stuff, bro.
Good stuff.
Well, listen, man, I wish you luck on that game, man. I hope
Thank
you don't
you.
have no money. You're not betting on anything.
No
right?
money,
You're betting
no.
for money, not tonight.
No, this is all friends.
I understand.
That should be the surname for Spartan.
All friends.
All
Okay.
friends. Yep.
I like that. I like that.
I'm gonna.
We're gonna go back.
Jump
Yeah,
back
well,
to
good
the
luck
game.
with that, sir. I thank you for taking the opportunity to take a little time with us, man. So, fellas, don't get quiet now. We sitting here, we're smoking, I'm puffing, I'm smoking on what's his name? Ricky Martinez.
Cigars.
Yeah, R&M. Not a bad smoked Maduro, box press. Not bad. Matter of fact, I think this guy was supposed to talk to me a couple weeks ago, but based on what we got going on, pandemic, on the second surge, things have been running a little slow, so we can respect that.
They're local, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's out of Philly.
Yeah,
It's not far.
Yeah, he's a Philly guy.
So
Philly guy.
Stone, what's your favorite cigar?
I don't know if I have a favorite.
What's your top three go-to? What's your go-to?
Go-to. Now, interestingly, like I said, I've been smoking cigars since like '95.
All right.
And the craziest thing, if I said I had a favorite cigar, would be the Basin, and that would be a cigar you can't get
Sure.
on an everyday basis. So when that trilogy came out, it was the Amazon Basin, we had the Anaconda, we had that Fuma. Now for me, it was the top one. Out of that three was Basin, the Anaconda, Fuma. Really wasn't a big fan of the Fuma.
Yeah.
But it's like liquor with me. I really don't have a favorite. You know, somebody brown, white, it don't matter to me. I'm that kind of guy. So cigar-wise, I am a Maduro fan, that's for sure. But I don't know if I really have a favorite cigar, to tell you the truth. I'm a little bit all over. And the price got to be, you know, everybody knows Stone's got to be a Stony price point. You know, no Opus X's. Hey, now, don't get me wrong when I say no Opus X's. I mean, I don't want to pay for the Opus X, but I would smoke the Opus X. Price point. So I don't want nobody to get confused. Like, so price point, yeah, I can't see paying $30 for a cigar. That's just not my cup of tea, you know. But I will smoke that all day.
You know, there's plenty of $7 to $10 range. That's just
Oh,
as good,
absolutely.
man.
That are bangers. That are bangers, definitely.
And that's where we always, when we got into the business, was we wanted to be in that market, right?
Exactly.
Stay with your B&M, brick and mortars, and be at that no more than $10 limit. You can't be. That's an everyday cigar.
That's right. That's a working man cigar price. You know, again, like I said, you don't have a problem treating yourself every now and again
Right.
to, you know, get on that higher end scale of cigar. But like you said, you can find a cigar, $7 to $10. That's an excellent cigar, reasonable, and do your thing. Now, you guys golf. Now, I tried my hand at that. I do have some clubs.
We heard.
Yeah, and Rick actually blessed me with a few things. And I have put them to use, Rick. I have.
Wait a minute. Rick taught you something about golf?
Well, why you say he taught me anything? He blessed me with, I think it was a driver. He blessed me with a driver. Yeah, he gave me a driver.
Okay.
And I've been rocking with
But
that
no
driver.
lessons, though, right?
Well, we ain't gonna talk about that right now. Security. But now, where do you golf at, Mike? You got a spot you go to
Yeah, I'm
that's
a
not too
member
far
of
from
Wild Quail
your
Country
home.
Club. Wild Quail Country Club right outside Dover. Beautiful private club. So,
Is it open to the public?
no, it's private.
It's private. Okay. What's the membership?
Membership is very reasonable for unlimited golf cart and everything. It's like $260 a month.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, unlimited. You get everything. You don't have. You
Okay.
can go out there and play 4 times a day if you wanted to.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Now, Rick, he's trying to go at you now. I won't let him do that. I know you're kind of quiet right now. You're smoking a cigar. But we do have security in the back. I got some fellas I can call up if need be. Before we leave, I can meet them in the back parking lot. Just let me know. J-Rock, did you golf?
I'll golf every once in a while. It's not my favorite thing to do, but I love getting out with the fellas, and I'll hit the ball around. I show people parts of the course that they didn't know existed, and I usually can't find my ball when I hit it.
Okay,
but,
okay, I don't feel bad.
But it's a good time getting out with the fellas.
I don't
Smoke
feel
cigars, ride around.
You do hunting, You do hunting too.
I'm an outdoorsman. I do like going out and doing a little bit of deer hunting, a little bit of hiking, fishing, boating. You know, I like being in the outdoors.
Okay. Now, where do you hunt at?
I do a lot in Maryland, right here in
Okay.
Cecil County, Kent County, mostly. Most of the areas I hunt for deer.
Yeah, that's something I have never did, and I said I'm going to try. Go hunting. You know what I mean? What experience could you tell, you know, a guy like myself or a girl, young lady, about hunting? Because it seems like it may be expensive because it seems like you have to get your gear.
It can be expensive. I mean, but it can be very inexpensive too. It all depends on how much you go all in. You know, when I first started hunting 35 years ago, you know, it was just a simple shotgun with my father on public land, and you know, I started hunting in Delaware. The license is like $25, but now I'm a non-resident of Maryland. I live in Delaware, and my hunting license is probably around $250. But I no longer hunt public land. I hunt private farms and hunting clubs that range between $800 and $2,500, depending on the club, to have private farm access. But the hunting experience is really what it's about. You know, this day and age, time is precious, and it's just a good place to be, a sanctuary to sit and reflect. You know, watch the sunrise if you're hunting in the morning and nature come alive, or watch the sunset and watch all the other animals come out in the evening and feed and it's just a good time to be out there. You don't have to necessarily. I could do the same thing with a Nikon camera and take just as much pride in taking photos as I would harvesting something for the table. So it all depends on what you want to do, but you can go crazy with hunting outfits and expensive firearms and ATVs and leases, but you don't have to. There's a very
you can do archery too, but
you can do archery
but
or
yeah,
use a
skill set.
crossbow. It just depends on what method you want to use.
Okay, gotcha. There's a big difference between, I guess you say, you do a private farm now opposed to the public.
It's just less pressure for the hunting area.
Okay.
So a lot of times we'll do deer management where we're only harvesting mature bucks. 8 points or better, and an older deer. You know what I mean? We're not killing anything that's younger.
Gotcha. Okay, good stuff. Got it. Yo, Jay,
What's up, Stan?
Josh, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Are you playing darts still?
Yes, sir.
Did you win?
No,
Okay.
I did not.
Okay, there's a lot of losers here. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Okay. So what's up, man? You want to tell us about that experience? First of all, tell us, give a little background who you are, bro.
Who am I?
Besides one of the brothers I leave, one of our brothers around here, but
That's
tell them where you from, what you do.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm Josh. Go by AJ sometimes. Spartan member here at our great Spartan Cigar Lounge, Elton, Maryland. I just love what I do. Love smoking cigars, hanging out with the crew, relaxing, getting away from the norm hustle and bustle of the day, man. Love it.
All right, what you smoking today?
I'm smoking a 20th anniversary acid, actually.
Okay, how was that?
It's good.
Would you recommend it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, good stuff, fellas. I mean, so we going around like I'm doing an interview, man. We're supposed to be having a conversation. Everybody sitting here smoking cigars. Me and Jason having a good conversation, but the rest of y'all looking at me like, yo, talk to me. What else is going on? We got the surge right now at this second wave, shutting some things down. We're in Maryland, but
Depends on the business you're in. It's not,
yeah, that's true.
It's not affecting some businesses; it is others. That's I feel bad for my friends that are in the restaurant business, especially, man, with the restrictions on occupancy. I mean, these people that are servers, and a lot of these restaurants even that have the ability to serve inside or takeout only. And these restaurants are not designed for that. But like myself in the real estate market, I mean, the real estate market's hot. People that I know that are in contracting business, the market's hot. I mean, anyone I know that's self-employed is working 2 and 3 times harder than they have for the same outcome that we were doing last year. So we are working harder, longer hours, longer days, longer weeks, but we'll get through it.
Definitely. Just got to be smart, got to be safe about this thing so we can make it to the other side.
That's why I've been grateful to work from home.
A lot of folks are working from home,
Yeah.
and zoomed out. Some folks are tired of Zoom, and people never heard of Zoom before this.
Yeah.
Zoom has made, I guess, their stock price out the window at this point in time. But have you guys been able to visit any other lounges, and have you seen any differences with what's going on right now as far as crowd sizes or some of the,
Obviously, I live in Delaware too, and I think Delaware is now down to 30% occupancy now.
Right.
So, we're 50% in Maryland, 30% in Delaware.
Okay, so it's 50% in Maryland. Okay.
Yeah, so, they're feeling the pinch now too.
Definitely.
Their hours have been reduced. Delaware bars can't stay open past 10 o'clock now. So you're talking reducing your normal occupancy by 70% and reducing your hours now, like Jason was saying. I honestly don't know how restaurant owners will make it through this. The first time, if you survive, that was great. I don't know how the second time you'll do it. I really don't. God bless you.
Stimulus, we didn't get that stimulus that was talking about, so that didn't happen.
The
So
stimulus
that's
is only going to go so far, man. When you're running a restaurant that's designed for 100 people or 150 people, when you're trying to run it on 30 people coming through,
that's not
you're
gonna
reducing hours and really making people come more in a shorter time frame by ending hours sooner. Is just, to me, it was a bad call. I think it should be open later so you can space people out over a longer period of time instead of taking the late night owls and putting them into prime time. I mean, we could have went at 10 o'clock when the older folks are maybe people that have families and want to go home and put their kids down. Let them go out to eat, and then let people that are not in that situation to be able to go out later.
It's making it hard.
It's making it tough.
I mean, everything is happening that all the PPP loans are coming due, yet we're no better off today than we were 6-7 months ago when they gave us the PPP loans.
Right.
If you listen to the numbers, we're actually worse today than we were 7 months ago.
As far as what?
Cases and spikes.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, we actually, the numbers are much higher as far as, I guess, even the who's got it, hospitalization in a lot of states, capacity. So, yeah, we are up there with the numbers, but I don't know, brother. It's going to be interesting. What the
not
next
easy.
move's going to be. So, like you said, some of these restaurants, again, hopefully they can make it through. I know the cigar business, some of these lounges, the brick and mortars, from some conversations from some of the owners, they actually made out in the midsummer when we closed. They were doing more sales online than they were obviously with folks coming in and out with foot traffic.
So you look at liquor stores and cigar shops; they're the same now.
Well,
People
they're-
are working from home now, so the average person maybe smoke 1 to 3 cigars a week, or smoking 1 to 3 a day now.
Right.
They're sitting out in the garage or back deck working whatever. They're smoking away. They got the time now.
Bottle one, like
I
that.
told him when it started, like we stocked up, right? Spartan was closed, our cigar lounges were closed for a good bit.
Right.
So like I had to order online and talking to Mike doing Zoom calls, and it's like I smoke more now this year than I ever have.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't think it's a bad thing. I got to try more cigars than I never have and support the cigar business, but it's
It's your home.
Yeah,
Right.
that
You're
but
locked down at home.
Right, but you're home, so it's like what nothing better to do than sit on the
Right.
outside balcony and smoke it up.
And I'm kind of glad they didn't go into a complete shutdown as we did in the
Yeah.
early part of the year where you just
Yeah.
totally shut everything down.
I agree.
And we being cigar smokers,
Yeah,
it's a little too cold to be outside right now on the deck.
And that's one thing that we always talk about is like supporting your lounge, right?
Right, supporting
Look,
brick and mortar.
listen, you can definitely buy stuff online, right? And you get it for a discount. They drop it off your front door, but if you don't support your lounges, you're not going to have anywhere to smoke. They
We
don't.
won't be able to do this. We
Right,
won't be
they
able
don't.
to sit down
They
and
don't
have
survive on
conversation.
memberships. They survive on
Yes.
sales. So
Yes, they do.
it's something we talk about all the time. And I know they did a great job here when they were closed down. We were still able to come pick stuff up, and so that
Curbside.
Curbside, and you got to support the brick and mortars. That's where it's at.
That's very true. That's very true, folks. Like I said, I know like I said, you go online, you get get a nice price, but this is where it's at. The brick and mortar. It's an essential place where we can actually go sit down, enjoy each other's company, have a good conversation.
Absolutely.
And this becomes like family. So definitely, folks, go support the brick and mortar. That's an important element in this time. And like I said, you just gotta be safe. You gotta be smart about this thing. Be safe. Put your mask on, wash your hands, don't eat your boogies and all that good stuff. And don't go plucking your boogies with nobody else. You know what I mean? So all those boogie eaters, you sitting, driving down the street.
Is that what it's come down to now?
Yeah, you're plucking, eating boogies. Like, hey, don't eat that boogie, man. He's gonna eat that boogie. He ate it. We all see that at the light. You gotta look over left or right. Oh, this guy's digging for gold. I
I
mean,
think nobody's looking.
Exactly. I think everybody looking like, and he-
Somebody's looking.
Yeah, he's like,
I was
come on,
talking to
man.
Lee from Stolen Throw the other night, and he said it's a damn shame that a pandemic comes that we got to teach people how to wash their hands and all too, right?
Right, this was towards a kid.
Yeah, it's
My
like,
mom
it's
told you,
a
wash your
shame.
hands, wash your hands, you know what I mean? But, it's actually got to be smart about this whole thing. What else is hot topics? Anything else hot going on, man?
And
That you can think of?
NFL season still rolling, thank
It's the only
God.
sport going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thank
true.
God.
Well,
And-
college
And
football.
my team's
Oh, that's right.
sucking
Football,
right now. The
football
Eagles.
in general.
Still love my Eagles, but they're sucking right now. I'm sorry.
Golf just pretty much ended their season.
Yeah. I don't know how long that's going to last. At this
How
moment.
proud we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame they actually get a playoff spot, that division. They should give it to someone else.
Whoa, well, I ain't say all
You
that.
can give it to Baltimore.
I mean, they should give it to someone at least. I mean,
They're much better off.
We'd be
than
4
the
games
Eagles,
up in that division.
yeah. We'd still be leading that division by 3 games, and we've lost 3 in a row.
2 in a row.
It'll be 3 on Thursday.
It will
bro.
be 3 on
Yeah.
Y'all
Bill
play,
Collins.
y'all play
Steelers.
All right, yeah.
And of course, our
I
top 2
don't
running
think so.
backs
I think
tested
they're
positive
right
for
for
COVID.
picking.
Wow.
No, we got
Pittsburgh is right for the picking.
we got no run game, bro. Our top 2 running backs are out.
They used to lead the
Tested
league in
positive
rushing
for COVID.
about 3 weeks ago and disappeared.
Done.
So,
So you saying you're
our
gonna better
third
get
string
your own
running
team?
back is starting.
So if you had to bet on that, you saying you would better get your team right now?
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, Josh and I were talking today. We actually think it could be a quite ugly game, actually.
When I was actually grateful, speaking of Ravens Steelers, how COVID's impacted, I was actually lucky enough to go to an actual game in person this year. It was the only game I got to go to because they shut everything back down.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I was part of the 4,000 fans that went to the Baltimore Steelers game back when, and
Say, hey, yay, go. Wham.
Yep.
Not so much. Hey, what's you guys plan for Thanksgiving? I mean, what's the deal? Everybody staying home, or you
Yeah.
following the guidelines?
Yeah.
Are you sneaking out?
Best as possible, right?
Yeah, we're having like 150 people over.
Throw a gathering tomorrow with about 25. No, I'm just kidding. I have a few people over. Keeping it small though.
Got like 14 turkeys we're cooking for everybody.
That's for homeless people.
Yeah, I'll start up a homeless line.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
work.
Anybody needs food, man, reach out to me. My phone number and website's on there.
Just chill, watch football, eat some
Yeah,
good
so I can do
food.
smoke a cigar after get fat and full, get sleepy, go poop. Call the night,
Playing
you
golf
know what I mean?
throughout, playing golf tomorrow. I'm off the
Oh,
rest
really?
of the week. Golf tomorrow, golf Friday. So
Oh, you can live a good
it'll be
life.
some beautiful weather, man. 60 degrees again.
I live a good life, then, bro.
And that, that's the great thing about like the lounge environment. Speaking of COVID, back in the spring when we were closed, we all hung out. We played golf every weekend. We got to the point when the weather warmed up, we came back here and sat in the back parking lot
Right.
on Thursday nights.
Right.
And that's what you get when you like. I've gained so many friends from lounges. It's not funny. Like a lot of people like Josh. They like we met Josh at the lounge. I'm like, actually, we met through football.
Oh, okay.
Season ticket holders at the Ravens. So I've known him for a while. And Josh actually found Spartan for us here.
Okay, so that's you guys met.
We
At
met
football.
through football.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
met
Really?
We've
prior,
known
and then,
for years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw Jimmy Seafood's tailgate down at the Ravens games.
Right.
Spartan sets up shop there. And I was like, I got attracted to the lounge and what they had to offer, and I was like, why not? Let's do it. And Pete, the owner, was actually shocked. I remember that I told him I was going to come here. I was a man of my word. I said, I'll be up this week. And they're like, you actually showed up? I said, yeah. And then this is history. Joined and invited all my friends to join and said, take a look at what we got going on here. And it's family, man. At the end of the day, like Mike said, apart from smoking cigars and golfing this year, that's the only thing we really had to do all year.
Right.
Because we couldn't go anywhere, couldn't go to amusement parks, couldn't go to beaches. So it's not only that, but look at our golf outings. It's been Spartan family. Like,
True.
Yeah, it's been awesome to connect with everybody and make new friends and connect with one another.
That's what I said. There's not many places that have a golf tournament, a cornhole tournament.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I mean,
That's
We
very
pulled it
true.
off.
Yeah, and we pulled it off with the pandemic going on.
That's true.
And speaking of Spartan Golf Outing next September 10th, you can go to Spartan Lounge, SpartanCigarLounge.com. Sign up early, you'll save some money. Get your foursome. You can sponsor a hole. We donate money to Cigars for Warriors, and if you don't know what that is, the number one most requested thing from deployed troops is cigars.
Yes.
Number one. And the FDA, our beautiful FDA, has cracked down so much that manufacturers are no longer allowed to
I
donate.
heard that. That's crazy.
They have to go through retailers or private. And so it's important if you walk into a lounge, man, buy a couple extra sticks to throw in there for the guys. I mean, look, my buddy just got back in June and 8 months over there.
Right.
Hardest 8 months of his life.
I can imagine.
And he said the only thing that felt like home is when he got that package. And by the way, everybody for Cigars for Warriors are volunteers. There's no one paid. They all work full-time jobs, and they go out every weekend, every week, and collect cigars and money from all the local lounges.
Wow, like I said, so folks, yeah, definitely support that. You know what I mean? Support the troops. They're out there doing that thing, so we can do our thing. It's definitely an important thing. I'm thinking about Thanksgiving too a little bit. I'm not going to forgo the turkey this year. Go with turkey maybe for Christmas.
Yeah?
I'm really in debate what I'm going to have for a meat run. I'm a little stuck on that, so maybe
A little prime rib would be good, man.
I'm just thinking something like, 'cause my wife don't eat, she don't eat meat. So she's doing some stuffed salmon.
Oh, there you go.
But, with a meat eater like myself, I'm trying to think, maybe,
So we
can I
kinda-
substitute that turkey?
we
I
do-
might get it. I may get a small hand.
We do a little different for Christmas. We do a big buffet, and we do steak and lobster for dinner.
Oh, I like that.
So,
I like that. Well, maybe you didn't hear the beginning part of the podcast with Stony Budget and the cigars. Kind of first goes to steak and lobster. See, like that might cost a couple $. I'm taking
Sponsorships are
right here, right? Exactly. Taking donations. Steak and lobster. I can rock with that. Of course, eating it. I'm not gonna pay for it again. It's like a cigar. You know what I mean? Call me cheap, whatever you call me.
You know,
That's what you gotta look at.
you know.
You
Here's,
take it with you.
Can't take it with me.
here's something I learned a long time ago in the cigar business: smoke what you love. Doesn't matter what the price point is.
It's true.
You know, it's like
Life's
it's
too
like,
short, brother.
It's
The
like
more you
liquor,
promise.
right? It's like liquor. You know, you pay $30 a bottle. Some guys pay $180
Yeah,
a bottle,
sure.
or $300. If you like it, you enjoy it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I tell you, the
And-
more you
and-
promise.
and-
Especially
and-
this time, this day and time.
Like blueberry
Large, not
cigars, like
promise.
blueberry cigars.
Yeah, yeah.
And we never know what Frank's smoking because he takes the damn band off, so we don't know. He doesn't even know. It could be a $50 cigar or $8 cigar.
I like to leave suspense
Gotcha.
in my mystique.
Is that what it's all about? That's the reason for it. This is maybe a habit of yours that you take about.
It's a
Sometimes he leaves the leaf
Man.
one.
It's not
In the
always a good
beginning?
habit, and the sad part of it is that
It's always
I
saying
have
it's
to
good.
agree with all the advice that was given to me on not removing my label.
Now, do you do it at the very beginning, or you wait till you get down to that?
No,
point?
no, I pull it out of the wrapper and boom, the
Snatch it off right from the door.
right off. And I've had my cigars blow up on me.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
torn off the
Leave.
the wrapper came off, piece of it came off. Next thing you know, the whole cigar unravels like a piece of rope.
And boom.
But I made my way through it.
Okay, so I mean, but that's your thing. That's your thing.
That's my shtick.
Yeah, I mean, and knock his hustle, I guess. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. Yeah.
Well, we can still bust his balls, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And they do.
Yeah, you don't get
Right in
passed
stride.
off of that. That'll never
No,
happen.
the more you try to dodge it, the more you get it.
Exactly. Question is true. You definitely gonna get it, brother.
Yeah, this is a tough crowd here.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
Stan-
no mercy.
Turn it to a positive note, right? So I had a question posed to me the other day.
Okay.
And I don't mind answering it. I'll start it off for you.
Okay.
Here's a question, and it goes to everybody sitting here. For all the COVID stuff, what positives have come out this year? Two things, and I know he's probably going to chime in and say something, but for me, two things that stuck out for me this year, that positives that happened this year were, got to see my brother get married, so we extended the family,
Yes.
and I hit a hole in one this year.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
Go
why you
ahead.
laughing around? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. That was after the putt round.
Whoa.
Look,
Whatever.
if you could get it through the clown's mouth in one shot,
shot.
Rick, and it goes in, it still counts as a hole in one.
Ah, maybe then.
That's all that matters,
Nah,
Rick. That's all I'm going to say.
So they hating on you, brother? I think that's
They
some
always
hate.
do.
Some haterism. A lot of haterism. That's all right. We still love him. We still love him.
That's the bottom line. You have to take the good with the bad
That's why we take Frank, mostly bad.
Wow. Well, you gotta leave South Philly.
until they
alone.
have a leak, and as soon as they have a leak, then I become their best
Right,
friend.
of course. Frankie! No, we ain't believe this. Yeah, you don't say.
Leaks or toilet issues, 1 to 2.
Combination thereof. Like, okay. It's leaking, Frankie.
Yep.
You had plenty of toilet.
Do you come out?
Before I came to the lounge tonight, I stopped at somebody's house, fixed the toilet.
Do you make those 3 o'clock in the morning calls?
Never.
Okay. You gotta hold it. You're like, hey, buddy, just turn the water off. Go down, shut the water off. I'll call you in the morning.
Don't even get that far.
First, you got to pick up the phone to do that.
Yeah, how about
I
that?
gotta hear the phone.
How about that? I mean, leave you a long message. I mean, about 10 text messages. Hope you call in the morning. You know, for one of your buddies. It's leaking, Frank. It's leaking. And I ain't talking about my pipes.
Oh, he didn't answer that phone call. That phone call he was for sure answer.
Listen, I service all leaks.
Anything clogged, he'll get it unclogged for you.
As I
That's a
always
specialty.
say, if you have a leak, don't be cranky, call Frankie.
I can see him on a commercial
Exactly.
with like a plaid sports jacket on, bro, saying that.
And a bow
One more
tie.
time. Say it again, Frank. That was pretty good. I like it. Say it again.
Don't be cranky, call Frankie.
No, that wasn't the whole thing. That was about the leak. You gotta say the whole thing. It's a commercial right now.
Oh,
I ain't even
is that
charge you
how it
right now.
goes?
It's free.
I service
I'm just thought we call you Cranky Frankie now. Thanks. I got another one.
I service
I mean,
all leaks. Don't be
Especially when the
Frankie,
golf cart
call
walks
Frankie.
out
There
and
you
you
go.
Cranky Frank.
You're not gonna get off his number right now. You know what I mean? This is for private members only. So you gotta go back to Roto-Rooter. Are they still in business? Roto-Rooters?
Yeah, they're still
I guess,
around.
yeah.
Oh wow.
They're still around.
See, everybody remember those names, like Folgers. The best
Big
part
about
of waking
Philly
up.
boy. Vic Snyder.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, old Vic. Yeah, he still around?
No, he went to jail and died.
Oh, damn.
So who started? I have a question about South Philly and all. Who started the South Philly tuxedo wear? Well, you guys gotta know what a South Philly tuxedo is, right?
No.
The white wife beater. Isn't that the trademark for South Philly?
Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? They always was on there.
I mean, is there like two?
Cops,
Is there,
everybody had.
That's the
right.
equivalent to a South Philly shoe shop.
I mean, is there a dress one, a casual one? I mean, what does it range?
It's for all
Paint
occasions.
like a good business attire, or
It's for all occasions.
Only when you wear it under your sport coat.
Oh man.
See, that's the thing about the seniors. They don't say much, but when they do,
Come out with a little
it's
season.
effective. Yeah.
hell, he's been thinking about it the whole time we've been sitting here. He just got one in.
And for your information, that was Rick, the quiet guy right now. He's very
The
quiet.
assassin,
When
the
he
old
comes,
assassin.
Turn on the mic.
The old assassin, poor guy, silent but deadly.
So is he on the golf course when he passes gas out there?
Oh man.
You can't even have a family show around here.
No.
Definitely.
That just went out the window.
Yeah, PG-13, man.
So Stone, are you looking forward to playing in the golf tournament again this year?
Absolutely.
I mean, I say
I think my skill set's gonna be a little bit better too.
the only thing I would advise you on one thing for this year.
Yes, sir.
I saw what you wore last year. You looked awful pimp. You looked awful good. The only thing is, you might want to borrow some hip weight or some Dunkin'. I know he's got some, because I know when you go into those briar patches retrieving them golf balls all day,
That's what I was
it might
doing.
stuck you in your leg. a
But see,
little bit.
there, I got a plus out of that whole thing because now not only did I get my ball, I got several balls out of it. So I made it come up. Even though the crew I was with was not too happy with me, they thought I was a Labrador Retriever. Like, come on out of the woods. I'm like, listen, man, there's several balls in here. People want to go dig in the woods. I got no problem digging in these woods. I got 4 balls.
And how many times did you relight your cigar?
Well, we're not going to talk about that either. 'Cause the cigars, I mean, I wasn't really happy with the cigars that we had. I mean, if we must go there on what we got.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like,
So I'm working on a deal right now to have a sponsor for next year.
Okay.
It's actually a relatively new company that we just got in the lounge. So
Okay.
more details coming, but it looks like they'll be the whole sponsor of the tournament.
don't get me wrong, you know who the sponsor was last year. You know, they're a great company, but just what I
Yeah,
see.
the sticks wasn't up to the company.
Yeah,
Like,
nah.
So this year, I think, and of course, you know, for a first year golf tournament, we were really pleased how it turned out.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
especially in a pandemic, you know, and
was nice.
you know, next year
Nice turnout.
we got some really cool things coming. It's gonna be, I think, gonna be even
Different.
better.
Definitely different.
So, and it'd be a really fun time, man.
It was a
So,
good time last time. Definitely.
we're looking at having about 120 golfers this year is our goal.
Okay.
So,
Rolling. Smarten up.
Martin up.
Rolling. Brothers, anything else anybody want to add? Jay Brown?
Chris is
Good?
busy over there.
Chris is silent, man.
Yeah, he never
Chris
sounds
is
like a
always
deadly
silent.
guy.
He's like Fred from the Howard Stern show. You don't call on him unless you really need him. So. We can't forget Rose sitting over there. That's our,
Rose
that's our
over there, she's
girl.
chilling. Rose is, you know, she's on the other side of the lounge, relaxing, doing her thing.
Rose is playing golf this year in the tournament. She's not volunteering. She's going to play this year.
Okay.
I guess that's our answer to that.
Yeah, that'd be a negative. Negative to 10. All right, well, look, fellas, I appreciate y'all being a guest.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Smoke
Thank you for the invite.
World.
Smoke World.
Yes, indeed. Well, look, folks, like I said, you can follow me on Instagram at SmokeWorld50. Email SmokeWorld50@gmail.com. Now, look, folks, stay safe. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Again, wash your hands. Don't eat your boogies. We told you on the last episode. Keep your hands out your nose and out your mouth. Talk to you on the other side. Peace.
Get your head took down.